In October 1961, Stanley Valenti submitted his application for the New York City Police Academy. He passed the civil service exam as well as the physical, and he answered almost every question on the 30-odd pages of Form PA-15, covering his personal history almost as far back as the day he first began to walk on 2 feet instead of 4.
Come on, G-men don't cry. You're a G-man, aren't you? G-men cry, they get demoted back to being B-men or even E-men.
You don't like it? Go home. Go back where you came from. Who's stopping you? Do you think you're something special a man can't do without you? You can do without a broken leg, too. Yeah. Well?
Well?
Oh.
See your license?
What's the matter? What did I do? It's all right, so what did I do? I parked 19 inches from the curb. Big deal, so I'm a public enemy. Yeah.
Guess you realize you've committed a criminal offense in front of a witness, too.
What witness? Get back in the car. What are you standing there like a dead battery?
All right, out.
Officer, hold up. The bar on the corner.
Come on, out of the car.
Come on, what's the matter with you? Somebody's liable to get killed.
All right, just a minute.
When asked by the Academy examiner why you want to become a police officer, Stanley Valenti replied, "I believe people should be able to look up to a policeman, not as an enemy, but as a protector."
Don't move him. Somebody call an ambulance.
Of the men who meet the Academy's rigorous physical and mental requirements, only 10% are finally accepted. Stanley Valenti was not among them.
What story? I just got here.
All right. Then don't say later I wasn't trying to be fair about it.
If that was one of New York's finest, I want to be one of New York's worst. Man, I've seen some trigger-happy bulls in my time, but this one...
Have you? Where?
Where? What do you think? Where?
You saw the officer shoot the man?
I saw him? He was in my pocket with both hands. I just handed him the usual 10.
What usual 10?
The one you carry clipped to the back of your driver's license. Hey, what is this? Are you new around here?
In other words, you attempted to bribe the man.
Now, what are you worrying about me for? There's a guy who was just shot with a bullet.
Mike, look at this, a toy.
I suppose you boys are going to call that shooting and self-defense.
Come on, get over it.
Did you recover the bullet?
Yeah, a .22.
A 22, huh? What kind of a police officer would carry a 22?
What kind of police officer? Well, how's that for a quick little whitewash job, huh?
Oh, stop jerking around for crying out loud so I can do this. You're not gonna die, all right?
Is it all right for him to talk?
Talk. Try and stop it.
It was only a toy pistol.
It looked real enough to have you shot.
If you would have just said to me, drop the gun.
Son, when you go out to make a hold-up, you can't always expect to stage manage the way it's going to work out.
Easy. You're all right.
Always keep a gun on the cash register. Depend on guys like this to protect you, you might as well take a drop dead pill.
I've just about had enough out of you.
You mind coming down to the station?
What for? What do you need me for?
Little matter of trying to bribe a police officer.
A police officer? You just got through telling everybody he was a phony.
Well, as a good citizen, you'd like to help us find him, wouldn't you?
Yeah. If you don't hear from me by 6 o'clock, call my lawyer. I don't want to spend half the night getting battered around in the back room of some crummy station house.
The lady is welcome to come along.
Never mind. 6 o'clock. And don't bang up the fenders.
Oh, Mr. Quayle. Do yourself a favor. Unclip that $10 bill from your driver's license before you lose them both, huh?
Okay, kid. I guess there are some days when I feel like cutting my customers' throats, too.
Sorry.
Take it easy, or if I take the day off, I'll make it up on Friday. Thanks.
I got a brother-in-law who's a foreman in the slaughterhouse. Maybe you'd rather work for him.
Stanley. Take care, huh?
You know, any guy that gets his jollies out of wearing a cop uniform needs a new head, if you ask me.
Get him out of here.
My lawyer tells me that I have grounds for a civil suit.
Good luck, pal.
What's the news?
Gun-crazy cops are slaughtering all the population.
This is news? Any patrolman who doesn't look familiar, ask him for his credentials, even if it hurts his feelings. And run a check on every officer who owns his own car and drives home by way of 2nd Avenue. Let them have their fun. I'd rather be embarrassed by a phony cop than a bad one. What are you doing about finding out where he got a hold of that uniform?
I just put out a call to all the dry cleaners that does police uniforms to see if there's any missing.
What about the cops who are on television, on the stage?
Theatrical costumes, I'm checking that out this afternoon.
Frank.
Yeah?
I want you to go through the neighborhood, check with all the storekeepers. Find out if any cop has been shaking them down.
Why haven't you complained until now?
Well, maybe they figure I'm in on the take.
Who is it?
Elizabeth Taylor. What? You cut off somebody's ear finally?
I didn't sleep too well last night.
Oh, yeah, who did? Listen, are you mechanically inclined?
What?
Because the pilot light went out on my stove. I'm afraid the whole room may be full of gas. You fix it. I'll fix lunch for you.
Lunch again. When are you going to stop trying to fatten me up?
I make a wonderful toast soup.
Hello? Hi. No, I'm not doing anything. Hold it a second. Be right down. Hi. What's up? Lunch? Sure. What time do you want me to pick you up? I'm starved. For you. Yeah, see you in about 10 seconds. Bye. Take somebody to lunch.
Hottie appetite.
What's tossed soup?
It takes 6 cans. You soak the labels off them. Then you stir them up with a wooden spoon. Then you take 3 of them, you open them up, and you toss them together.
See ya.
Car 1014, proceed to the Bowery. Patrol the west side of the street. A mugging suspect running south on the Bowery.
Car 13, car 13.
Cop's uniform? Sure. I got 1 million of them. Hey, what show are you gonna be in?
Macbeth, in modern dress.
Oh, yeah. What size are you?
Well, he's not yet, but he will be, a 40 regular.
Hey, your missus ought to flip for you in this one.
Listen, could I buy that instead of renting it? In the event I have a long run?
No, we don't sell. We only rent.
Well, supposing I lose it, what happens?
You lose your deposit. Look, it's a $65 deposit. You want to try it on?
You want some proof that I'm really going to be in a play?
Lay the 65 clams on the counter. That's proof enough for me.
Mister, do you mind if I have a look at your books? Yes. Right this way. This the only table you got left?
Yes, sir.
We'll take that one.
Would you ask Mr. Tamarind to come over here, please?
Is everything all right?
The lady asked you to do something.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, darling.
Who's Mr. Tamarind?
Oh, he owns the place. I used to work here. I used to check hats.
I'm surprised they let you go.
You know, Stan, I used to know a fella, and he said if ever he was born again, he wanted to come back as a beautiful woman because they had it made. You know what I said? I give you 2 weeks, and you'll cut your throat.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Stan, by the time you get home, you've got more pinch marks on you than a tomato in a pushcart. And on top of that, you've got to kick back all your tips. They have a stomach pump in Bellevue with my name on it. Paul Tamarind, this is Stan Walenti.
Hello, Stan.
Stan's off duty today, so he took me to lunch.
Oh? Off duty from what? The Army?
Police force.
Plain clothes?
No, just an ordinary patrolman.
Nothing ordinary about that. Is this an official call?
Oh, I thought as long as we were here, I'd save you the trouble of mailing me my paycheck. You see, Stan, I had to quit in a little bit of a hurry. There was an argument with a gentleman customer who had 13 hands. And anyway, I have a week's salary coming to me, but, well, I guess Mr. Tamarind just lost my address.
All right. I'll check it with the bookkeeper. If you got it coming to you, I'll put it in the mail.
I've had that run around.
You owe the lady money, you pay her now.
By the way, you know Elliot Coopersmith, don't you? Just got in from the coast. Said he'd like to meet you. Why don't you go up and say hello? Why don't you go over and talk to him? Might be able to do something for you out there.
Remember me? If I was a plumber or a salesman or a barber, would you call me today?
If you're not a good enough friend to come down and do a little favor for a girl who needs you.
Good-looking boy, huh? Awful lot of solid connections out on the coast. Could do her a world of good.
Hey! Sir, you'll have to get out of here. This is my car. I'm the one who parks cars around here. What difference? It makes a difference to the insurance company, and it makes a difference to me. Now move.
Get lost.
You get out of that car. Buddy, I've been having aggravation all day from smart aleck jerks like you. Now you get on your feet, or I don't care if it costs me my job, I'm gonna pull you out of there and belt you.
So at Scarsdale, they meet the guys at the station with the martinis. Cheers.
With you, everything is a party. What makes you this way?
Aggravation.
Why ask for more?
Well, how else do you know you're alive?
You know what I mean. What are you bothering with a guy like me for?
I like you. So, do me something?
Excuse me.
Hey, if you're worried about that pilot light, I finally called a plumber, so he only charged me $6 for 30 seconds hard work. I ever have any sons, they're all gonna be plumbers. I mean, I catch one of them with a violin or a medical book, I'll break his arm. You wanna go rowing? Let's see if the Navy taught you how to steer across Central Park Lake in a straight line.
Be right back. Say, 2 birds in the car is worth 1 in the house.
I couldn't. I really couldn't.
Oh, come on. It's hot out there. I got a convertible.
No, thank you very much, but I'm
come on,
waiting
come on,
for
look,
somebody.
come on, let's
Please,
go.
now look, fun is fun, but get lost, huh?
Any trouble?
No, no. Officer! Over here!
What's the matter with you? Hey, look what's over there. Come on. Let's get out of here.
What happened here?
Nothing happened.
They hit him on the head.
No, it's
Show him.
nothing. I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So what are you such a cop hater? Don't tell me when you were a kid you didn't want to be one.
I'm a barber. I was born a barber. I'm gonna die a barber. Will you stop bending my ear about cops?
Reject files. You know how many thousands of files you'd have to look at?
Don't you have them on punch cards?
Only the members of the police force, not the rejects.
Well, you check out this list of names anyway.
What are these?
That's all the people that have rented police uniforms in the past 12 months that are not members of Actors Equity.
Didn't know we were that popular.
Mike, you can check off Gary. He's been on the critical list for the last 3 weeks.
All right, Frank. Come on back in. Now, these 8 people have all rented police uniforms within the past 12 months. They are not members of Actors Equity, but they are rejects of the police academy. Some of them for emotional instability, some of them because they lied about their personal history, some of them because they are known in their neighborhoods as bullies. Now, I want you to check out all the others before the end of the day. Now, this is not just an eccentric who might put on a uniform or put on built-up shoes so he could be taller than she is. He is a very upset boy, possibly a psychotic. And now that he has used a gun, it'll be just that much easier the next time. Now, you take these 2, huh? Adam, when Frank gets back, I want you to go out and take the remaining 3. Question their neighbors. See if you can get in to take a look at their cars. If you can't get in, come on back. Get a search warrant. This man is running barefoot on a bed of coals. And there's no way of telling where he's going to jump next.
Car 1097. Car 1097.
No, don't shoot, officer. I'll come quietly.
Can I talk to you?
Sure. Come on in. Well, close the door.
What makes a man be what he's not? You know, my father once said, the saddest thing in the world is to see a donkey trying to be a racehorse. I came up today because I suddenly had the feeling that if a man ever talked to you, told you what he felt, well, you'd level with him too.
Sure.
On Avenue B, where I grew up, when your folks couldn't speak English, the only people who didn't make fun of you were the cops on the beat. One in particular was my only best friend. He was big brother, mom and pop to me all in one. And when he was killed in a gunfight on Hester Street, I knew I had to be a cop. But I couldn't make it, Ola. I couldn't make it. I'm not a cop. I'm a barber. I cut hair. And everything between us came out of a lie. From the time I stopped you for speeding and followed you home.
I was so proud of myself. But I talked a great big handsome cop out of giving me a ticket.
I believe that people should look up to a policeman, not as an enemy, but as a protector. And when I had the uniform on, my life had a meaning. You understand?
My Stanley. The terror of the underworld.
Well, I'm a good barber. I got customers when I go on vacation or on my day off. They wait. Well, we can still make a life together.
Are you proposing to me, darling? Come over here, barber. Make me beautiful. Huh?
13 and 802, 7th Avenue and 31st Street.
All patrol cars and foot patrolmen in the immediate vicinity of 4th Street and 2nd Avenue. In the course of holding up a furniture store on that corner, an unidentified suspect has just shot and killed a uniformed officer and seriously wounded 2 bystanders. He's taken refuge in the Biltmore Studio Apartments at 66 East 4th Street. Proceed immediately to that address, 66 East 4th Street. The suspect is heavily armed and dangerous. In the immediate vicinity of 4th Street and 2nd Avenue. In the course of holding up a furniture store on that corner, an unidentified suspect has just shot and killed a uniformed officer and seriously wounded 2 bystanders. He's taken refuge in the Biltmore Studio Apartment at 66 East 4th Street. Proceed immediately to that address, 66 East 4th. The suspect is heavily armed and
Stanley!
To all patrol cars and foot patrolmen in the immediate vicinity of 4th Street and 2nd Avenue.
Stan!
In the course of holding up a furniture store on that corner,
Are you in there?
an unidentified suspect has just shot and killed a uniformed officer and seriously wounded.
Stanley!
Refuge in the Biltmore Studio Apartment.
I called the barber shop and they said they didn't know where you were. So, you know me, I worried.
4th Street. Proceed immediately to that address, 66 East 4th. Suspect is
Stanley, that's probably your boss calling you. Stanley! I baked you a bread. You know, the stuff that when you make a sandwich, it's on the outside.
Oh, don't bother me now, will you?
The suspect has barricaded himself in an empty apartment on the 3rd floor at 66 East 4th. Repeat, 66 East 4. Car 13, car 1014, block off the east access to 4th Street. Car 1097, proceed to the...
Stan, it's a health bread. You know, raw sugar, wheat germ, organic raisins. You drop it on the floor, it'll go right through. Stanley, what are you wearing that for?
Waiting for me. Shooting started.
Stanley,
Gotta
please.
feel it. It's too late. It's too late.
It's your money I'm after, don't you know? Operator, give me the police. Never mind.
Apartment 3A.
Is it well empty?
Come on down to 66 East 4th Street. It's a battlefield. So far, 1 killed, 2 wounded.
66 East 4th Street? Okay. Let's just spoil out.
4th Street. That's where he said he was going. He heard it on that radio.
On this radio?
Uh-huh.
Do you have any influence with him? Come on.
Suspect on the corner of 2nd Avenue and 4th Street. Suspect 402, suspect 402.
Hey, you! Stand!
Give us some cover.
Get out of there!
It's all right, I got it. All right, mister, you coming out or I have to come in to get you? I'll give you to the count of 3. 1, 2.
Get out of here! Hold your hand with cards! Come on.
Patrolman Walenti reporting.
How do you do?
Did we get him?
Yeah, we got him. Good.
You forgot your lunch.
stories in the naked city. This has been one of them.
This has been a Screen Gems film presentation. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.